Also around me outside, around me outside. Yeah. Uh,
What's
and we're
going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Reviews and Brews podcast. I'm Dan Gill. We got Zenodro here.
yeah, we're still on our rebrand. I'm still fixing up my room. I got a lot of stuff to got to do before I get back into how doing what I was doing. But yeah, everything's good though overall. We'll get right into it because today's gonna be kind of short, right? We're not gonna be
Yeah,
talking.
I'll say cheers. I'm drinking. It's called Tastes Like Summer Watermelon from Wet Ticket Brewery in Rahway, New Jersey.
I'm drinking
Air.
energy, or I should say, pre-workout. So.
So today we are going to be talking about the Golden Globe winners from this past week.
Yeah, we'll get more into it, probably next week or 2 weeks, once we have like kind of like a more because I feel like, me and Dan may watch some of them, you know. I want to watch some of them from the ones that we have,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, from ones we haven't seen.
So I'm just bringing up the list. So let's see what we got. All right, so we could go through. I don't
We
want to
can we can
talk.
go through them all because there's not many.
There isn't, but I do want like I want to kind of just wait. So I think because I'm like really not I haven't been up to date with these as I should have. A lot of these movies came out during the fall. But we'll see if they come and they end up winning the or end up getting nominated for what's it called, Oscar, which
Oh,
I think some of them will be. Golden Globes is always like a toss up because since they divide the categories, not just between men and women, like for not just acting categories, but like let's talk about like the bigger categories, like the best motion picture. They divided between drama and comedy,
mhm.
and also the acting categories. Is sometimes a little harder to kind of figure out which ones are going to be, but there's some that are kind of shoe-ins to be
Yeah,
nominated for the Oscars, right? So, we'll get started with the best motion picture dramas. The nominees were Top Gun Maverick, Tar, Elvis, Avatar: The Way of Water, and The Fablemans, with the winner being The Fablemans.
never heard of it. Never watched it.
So The Fablemans is kind of more recent that came out, but it's I believe it's directed by Steven Spielberg,
Yep.
right? And it's really kind of just it takes it's like a loosely based on Steven Spielberg's life and how he kind of came into, filmmaking. So I'll read a synopsis. Young Sammy Feldman falls in love with movies after his parents take him to see the greatest show on earth. Armed with a camera, Sammy starts to make his own films at home, much to the delight of his supportive mother. So it is kind of like, just like in the gist of like how he came about,
Mhm.
Um, so
I mean, the only movies that I watched on that list were Top Gun Maverick and Avatar: The Way of Water.
oh, how was Avatar? You watched it in 3D, right?
Dolby, but
Oh,
it was really good
Dolby
though.
3D?
Huh?
Dolby 3D?
It was either IMAX 3D or just Dolby.
Just Dolby? Oh, you should have watched it in IMAX 3D, bro.
And I'm not really a big fan of like 3D movies.
No, he so the first Avatar, the reason it did so well, right, was because of the technological advancement that it did, that it happened. That gave way. Remember that era where it was like just 3D movie after 3D movie after 3D movie after 3D movie?
Yeah, with the one red, one blue lens and all that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But the reason why it was like that, it was because of Avatar. But because Avatar's 3D was so amazing in theaters, that was the whole reason for it. It was because of the first Avatar. And so the reason the second Avatar took so long to make was because what's it called? uh, because of the tech. It was at the time the technology wasn't up to par with what how James Cameron, the director, wanted to have it.
Mhm.
So that's exactly what happened.
Okay. I mean, the quality in Dolby was just amazing anyway. I don't think watching it in 3D would have made it any more better for me, honestly.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like I have to watch The Fablemans now to see if it was as good as winning the award. Because
I just remember something that you said a while back about what was that? Uh, when I was like, did you ever watch what was that movie? Fuck, that one like 2 years ago. Nomadland, and I was like, "You're gonna watch it?" He's like, "No, I don't. It looks like weird white people shit."
yeah, yeah, it's like I just I need it to be more interesting than just like watching a regular person's story. Like I just needed to excite me more than just that. Like so I don't know. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt because I have no prior knowledge about it. But yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Okay, yeah. Um, in a few months, when I may do it. They don't allow you to do AMC A list for like another 6 months after you cancel it, so I gotta
Oh
wait.
damn, really?
Yeah, that's how it is. It used to be 3 months, and I kind of
Mm,
understand why they do that because it makes sense, right? Because like I remember when I first bought it, I thought I was gonna be like, oh, the summer comes, right? And I'm just gonna see all the summer movies, right?
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I just cancel it. However, you know what I mean? It makes people like not want to kind of get out of it. But once I'll figure it out and I'll probably get it again. Definitely for next year. But so we have Avatar, The Fablemans, we got Top Gun Maverick, which I understand
Oh, I knew why that movie didn't win. Like it was literally the
it's
same movie as the first.
it was better than the first.
It was better in terms of like the way it looked, the action was better, but like in the overall sense of the plot, it was the same type of movie.
The reason it got nominated was because no one expected it. Like people expected it to do like relatively well to at least make, I believe, like make its budget back, but because did astronomically well. Like
Mhm.
no one expected it, and I understand why it did well. I think you know the way that it kind of structured itself, it was very different from a lot of reboots and sequels that kind of come out way after the fact of the
Mhm.
original. Like, the best example of this would be probably like the Star Wars series. I
Yeah,
know you don't love Star Wars, and you seen them?
I've seen 3 Star Wars movies.
Wow. But so no, yeah, so the original, right, or the sequels with Star Wars is like really, what's it called? Pro Part of the reason it doesn't work is because the focus was really put on the new generation of characters, and it takes a step back, and just like while it does like incorporate the original stars, it's not really about them, and that's like kind of the whole problem because people are
Mhm.
kind of rushing into the theaters to go see Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Leia, right? You know what I mean? But because
Yeah.
it's not about them, it kind of it's like it's a movie about these characters that we don't have really feelings for, right? And it's
Mhm.
kind of like forced upon us. Way Top Gun Maverick works, it's because it is about Tom Cruise's, you know, character, right?
Mhm.
And he's the main character. Like, spoiler alert, he ends up being the one that it seems like he's training the new generation,
Right.
right? And then lo and behold, he's the one that has to take on the mission because he's the only one that could do it. It ends up really being about him, you know what I mean? And then people say all this stuff about like being woke and not being not it's not as woke as it used to be and stuff like that. And I think that the only reason is because they have like characters, different races and all of that, but they don't make like I guess make it known that it's you know what I mean, that that's the reason they're there and stuff like that.
Mhm. I mean,
So
I mean, it was a good movie. I'm not gonna say it wasn't, but there were also like a lot of like plot holes in the movie as well.
I don't really remember it as much, maybe as you to remember the plot holes, but
Like the whole love interest situation,
what?
like the love interest situation with Tom Cruise and the woman, like that was like that came out of nowhere.
Oh
It was
yeah, that's
it
I
was
think
it was like
that's
we need to give him a love interest, so let's just throw this random chick in here.
yeah, that's true.
So
But
like
other than
yeah,
that, it wasn't a bad movie.
no.
Um, they definitely put it in because of the reason it did because it did so well. But
Mhm.
now, so that's it. I don't know much about Tar.
I have never
Um,
heard of it. That's the movie that Kate Blanchett is in, right?
oh yeah, it looks like it. Renowned musician Lydia Tarr is a day's way from recording the symphony that will elevate her career. When all elements seem to conspire against her, Lydia's adopted daughter Petra becomes an integral emotional proof. And like
Yeah,
I don't
it
know
doesn't
the
sound
rest.
like a movie. It doesn't sound like a movie I'd watch at all.
All right, so best motion picture comedy, you got The Banshees of Inisherin. I don't know if the pronunciation. Babylon, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery, and Triangle of Sadness. I haven't watched Glass Onion. I gotta watch it. I did like the first Knives Out and Banshees of Inisherin. I'll definitely eventually watch that.
I've never heard of the Banshees of Inisherin.
With Colin Farrell.
Yeah, so I never heard of Triangle of Sadness. I
You see,
have,
that's why we're gonna like. That's why we're a little. Me and Dan have been both very busy, so we're definitely get a lot of catching up to do before the
but I have heard of Babylon.
have before we get into the Oscars. Um, I have a feeling that from what we could say is I could kind of have a feeling of what the best motion pictures or for the Oscars will be like. Not the winner. I do think the winner will be The Fablemans by Steven Spielberg, but I do have a feeling that I know the nominees. So it'll be The Fablemans, Avatar, Elvis, Top Gun, Banshees of Inisherin. The rest of them are kind of like up in the air.
Well, I mean, best screenplay for motion picture.
Thanks.
You got Tar, The Fablemans, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Banshees of Inisherin, and Woman Talking. So we
Mm.
got four repeats and then a new edition, which is Women Talking.
Wait, what are we talking about?
The best screenplay, motion picture.
Oh, okay. I thought I'm on a different list than you, so I gotta find it. All right, so what were they? I can't find it here.
It was Tar, The Fablemans,
That's
Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Banshees of Inisherin,
uh-huh.
and Women Talking. And The Banshees of Inisherin took that category as well.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't have much to say about that. I would need to like see it again and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
We're behind on the time
for
frame.
for screenplay, I mean, I really enjoyed the screenplay for Everything Everywhere All at Once. So
Oh, you watched the movie?
yeah, so
Was it good?
it was really good. So now I need I'm like I need to watch the Banshees of Inisherin to see how well that is written, essentially.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to watching those once they come out on like different platforms and stuff. All right, let's move on to best television series, drama, and musical comedy. So first with drama, got House of the Dragon, Better Call Saul, The Crown, Ozark, Severance. Better Call Saul. I kind of lost touch with that, but I kind of have a feeling I know how it kind of like goes. Ozark, I finished that. That's good. Severance, I'm gonna start. Um, House of the Dragon, I did start, but then I didn't have HBO Max at the time, so I was only able to watch. They gave like episode for free or whatever. So
Mm.
that, but from what I saw, it was really really good. Like Game of Thrones is back type of deal.
I haven't really heard too much about House of the Dragon lately, though.
So it was apparently very good. My brother loved it. He watched it in like a day. He just binged it.
I mean, I didn't really care for Game of Thrones, so
Mm.
I'm probably not really going to care for House of the Dragon or watch it. Uh, just like I didn't really watch Game of Thrones,
Mm-hmm.
but I did not really care for Ozark. I watched the first season and I couldn't watch anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Better Call Saul, I thought was pretty good. The Crown, never watched. Severance, never watched.
See, I don't like any biopic type deals, and The Crown's all about that. So I'm like, I'll definitely check in Severance. I do think that it may have the chance of winning in the future. Next year, from what I saw, The Last of Us came out, so that the show,
Oh yeah, the
and I
show just came out. Yeah,
and it's been doing really well review wise. So I do have a feeling it's going to be nominated next year, since
because
Ozark is
they're
also
they're
around.
follow from what I've watched so far, they're following the same path the video game followed.
Similar path, yeah. They just
So
changed like one or two things, like the spores from the video games. They changed, but I saw a video about why they did that, and it was because so the spores like make them turn into zombies or whatever. But the reason they changed that was because they felt that in the video game they were always like in like you're like walking through the small places
mhm,
and stuff like that, and so you would have to in real life if it was spores, it would just be all over the air, and you'd have to wear a mask everywhere.
right,
And that kind of takes away from it, and so they decided to make it a little different type of fungus or something. I haven't seen the show yet. I
yeah,
don't like
it's a
watching shows,
fungus.
like especially when it's in this first season, because then I'm like, oh, I don't really want to like kind of just wait. It was the same thing with I believe Yellow Jacket, but that wasn't nominated, which is weird to me.
Yellow Jacket did have a nomination in there somewhere.
But I'm surprised it didn't get nominated for best drama. The first season did. Did the second season come out?
I have no clue. I never watched Yellow Jacket.
Oh, maybe that's why this second season didn't. I just want to check.
However, they did utilize the same actress for the video game and for the show for the
Oh
character
yeah,
of
only for one
Marlene.
season. What's that?
The character of Marlene is the same from the video game as she is in the show.
Who?
The character that plays Marlene in the Last of Us show is the same person that was in the video game that played her.
Who's Marlene?
She's one of the first people that you get introduced to in the game as the leader of the Fireflies in the area.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Hmm.
All right, so let's see. Television series, musical, comedy. Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Hacks, Only Murders in the Building, and Wednesday. Not sure if The Bear is a new entry or not because it was in the second season, but Abbott Elementary and was isn't Hacks, I do believe it, and Wednesday for sure are new entries.
Hacks isn't new. I know that.
It isn't.
No, Hacks isn't
Oh,
new.
okay, is it good?
I haven't seen it,
And we got to be more on top of this, Dan.
but
Let's
I
go.
remember I was talking about it last season when it was up against Abbott Elementary as well.
All right, so
But the winner of that was Abbott Elementary, and I love the show, so I'm not mad at that.
let's see. I'm trying to see. Hey, yeah, yeah, na, 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 na. Let's see. I'm trying to see, different performances stuff. Then I'm more. Oh, best director. I told you, Steven Spielberg. Um, the other ones are Fablemans, Avatar, or James Cameron for Avatar, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinhardt for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Baz Luhrmann for Elvis, Martin McDonough for The Banshees of Entry, and Steven Spielberg won. So,
Okay. I mean,
well, the big one that I wanted to talk about was actually best performance by an actor in a motion picture drama.
and who were the
Austin
nominees?
Butler for Elvis won, but I do believe that Brendan Fraser is probably going to win the Oscar.
I mean, I
People
didn't
love comeback
really.
stories.
I mean, I knew I wasn't gonna watch the Elvis movie when the trailer was released. So no shade to Austin Butler for his performance. I'm sure he did amazing, but it just was not my type of movie. But shout out to Zendaya for winning again for Euphoria for best performance by an actress in a television series drama.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of like what happened with the Golden Globes. Nothing's really kind of popped out. This year is like kind of like It's not as bad as like 2 years ago with like Nomadland at the forefront, but
Oh, I gotta mention this one just because I know you didn't watch it. But best actress in a supporting role in any motion picture went to Angela Bassett for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
wait, really?
Yeah,
I just see I can only find the music the for a musical or comedy.
yeah, it was. The nominees were Angela Bassett for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Dolly DeLeon from Triangle of Sadness, and Carrie Mulligan for She Said. So shout out to Angela Bassett for getting that dub.
Damn, that movie trash though. I'm just kidding.
Nah, it was really good, just long as fuck.
I guess I'll watch it on Disney Plus.
It should be coming out next month, I think, on Disney Plus.
Mm, I'll check it out. But yeah, I'm excited. Trying to figure out what we could talk about next week. Oh well, actually, before we go, I do kind of want to talk a little bit about some of the songs we've added, to our
Yes.
playlist.
Let me pull up the playlist.
Yeah, I got it right here. Uh, oh, you added something. I see.
Yeah, I added some. I went through.
You moved the list around.
I didn't move the list around. I just clicked add to playlist.
The cool thing is that I could see the date added. All right, so Dan added "Can't Commit" by Tekio and Conflict. So shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them. I was vibing.
I've recently added Little Zibs on my own. Little Zib. I'll read a little bit about him. With energetic and organic raps, a versatile flow, and unbelievable lyrical wit. 24-year-old hip hop writer and producer Zach Tribula has made quite an impact in the Chicago metropolitan area. Influenced by Mac Miller, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem. Really good songs, Little Zip. So shout out to him. And I'll shout out one more song. by Moshe Coke. Apologize if I didn't pronounce that right. With I Wake Up. To be sure, um, to check him out. We're gonna be changing it up a little bit. And probably taking out some songs, adding some songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to everybody that's been submitting songs for the playlist. Um, Continue to put through submissions and be on the lookout for your song to be added. And check out a bunch of other dope artists that have songs on the playlist as well.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely have each song will be on the playlist for at least, I want to say, 2 weeks, right?
Mm.
2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, like two or
Uh,
3 weeks is good, like decent amount of time.
so we'll definitely I'm right now I'm just like kind of fixing stuff up, taking songs out from like November,
I think there's a double up song on there.
like song that I put on twice.
Yeah,
Okay.
or it may just be on my side. I don't know. It's called Safe House. Do you see it on yours twice?
Let me just check. Yeah, I see that. I'll take it out. Alright. Yeah. I lessened it. We're at 110, I believe now, right?
Damn, you really lessened it.
I took some song. I took out more popular songs that I had.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I
We'll
was like
keep.
to go from 166 to 110. Damn,
Wait, what?
we were at 166.
Yeah, it's impossible. I couldn't have taken that much out.
If we're at 110 right now, you took out.
Yes, yes, Dan. I know how to count. Yeah. Motherfucker. I couldn't have taken that much out.
Somebody was on a spree. Let me see how many are in there.
No, I couldn't have taken one. I don't think we ever had that many songs, Dan. I think you were looking at the likes because it has 169 likes.
Oh, maybe you're right then. Maybe I'm bugging.
I only took out like 10 songs at the max.
Okay, then yeah, I was definitely looking at a different number then.
But it's good to keep it short because, like, we definitely want But yeah, check it out. We'll definitely talk more. We'll see you later. I do want to talk to you, Dan, though.
Yeah, let's